Israel is urging activists to call off their plan to sail through a blockade and to deliver aid to Palestinians. Freedom Flotilla II is expected to gather in international waters in a matter of days, with Victoria's Kevin Neish on board the Canadian ship. The flotilla will be traveling this time with media from around the world, and after 9 people were killed when Israelis raided the previous mission to Gaza last year, the world will be watching. Mary Beth Burton has the latest now on the delays in the operation and accusations of sabotage.
The Freedom Flotilla II was supposed to involve 10 ships, but a Swedish, Norwegian, German ship is now suspiciously sidelined.
Someone happened to cut the propeller off the back of her, if you can imagine. And obviously everyone says it's the Israelis. Who would have the technology to quietly put divers in to somehow use underwater cutting techniques to cut the propeller off a ship?
Kevin Neish says delegates have been mugged in recent days and their cell phones taken.
The Israelis know exactly who's on these ships.
Israel is well aware of Victoria's Kevin Neish. He was arrested last year on the first Freedom Flotilla on a Turkish ship where 9 people were gunned down. Neish spent 3 days in prison, but was able to hold on to his camera chip and shared the pictures of the attack. On this flotilla, dozens of journalists from around the globe.
Even if they seize all the chips, like they usually do, all the cameras and all the camera chips, memory sticks, there are so many well-known witnesses on board our ship, that credible witnesses, that I can't imagine them trying anything violent on our ship.
The flotilla says it's carrying nearly 3,000 tons of humanitarian supplies, water, food, medicine, and playground equipment for Palestinians. An Israeli blockade since 2007 has led to 45% unemployment in Gaza and desperate shortages.
The hospital situation is quite bad. People need basic medical supplies. And there is an emerging humanitarian crisis, no doubt about that.
Professor Christie says after last year's deaths and bad publicity that followed, Israel may try a different tactic.
I'm pessimistic when it comes, because Israel is a state with enormous military capacity. If they really want to stop this flotilla from succeeding, then they will. And I think in the end that they will take action to stop because if they don't stop it, then it sets a precedent.
Neish admits he worries about more sabotage as delegates play a waiting game.
I would have been happier to have been on the water last week.
The latest tweet from flotilla organizers suggests it will be at least 1 more week before the aid mission begins. In Victoria, Mary Beth Burton, A News.